Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Whatever. This is Teacher Ray here. We're going to jump into the second part 2, of The Pig, Snake, and the Pigeon. The movie is called The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon. It is on Netflix. It does have English subtitles. And before I jump into part 2, we're going to jump into the description. Discovering that he is only the third most wanted fugitive in Taiwan, a criminal embarks on a journey to overtake the first two. Now, let's pick up where we left off. First part, one mistake can lead to irreversible regret, forgo greed and anger and delusion to become a new person. This is a line from the movie. I totally agree, guys. Growing up in the States and been there my whole life, there's a lot of homeless people. But I have to say, a lot of those homeless people probably made one mistake that landed them out there sleeping in the park or sleeping downtown or wherever they are under the bridge. And that's what happens in the States, because in America, insurance is it is absolutely insane, the price of insurance. And especially, I'm talking about health insurance, which we need to survive, by the way. A lot of people in the States, how it goes for Taiwanese, if you don't have a job, you don't have insurance, right? You probably get insurance after you retire or something like that. I don't really know the details, but for the people who are not retired, you need to have a job to have health insurance. It's not like universal health care, which is the most amazing thing in the world. It's not like it is in Taiwan. So please be very grateful for that. But back to the point, I agree, because one mistake can turn around your whole entire life. It is so true. It is so true. It's more true than I want it to be. Actually, I've seen, because sometimes I will actually go out there and, sometimes bring them sandwiches to help out. And I love to play chess sometimes with homeless people. I have to, bear the smell. But actually, there's a lot of really, really intelligent people out there who are homeless, right? Because they just made one financial mistake, a little bit of greed, or did the wrong thing or said the wrong thing, and it just turned their life around, and it was just irreversible. Irreversible, for the Taiwanese listeners, means it cannot be reversed back. That's what it means. So, to the quote, one mistake can lead to irreversible regret. It's true. And the thing is that it talks about greed and anger and delusion, right? So the thing is, like, there's so many greedy people out there, right? I just learned a word in one of my classes, right? Well, not literally learn. I was teaching the word. It's called money dysmorphia. That means, like, no matter how much money you got, you think you don't have enough. Guys, count how much you have. If you have enough to live, to be, peaceful, to enjoy time with your friends and family, you have enough. Like, you got it. You don't have to have a house, right? You don't have to have that new Taiwan electric car that I really, really want from Porsche. But anyway, you don't have to have it, right? Because you got the basic necessities. You got hot water, you got a bed, you got clothes. A lot of problems start happening when we get greedy. We want more than we already have. We're not appreciating what we have already, but we want more. And it will always end up bad, right? So sometimes you got to sit down. For me, you might say I'm crazy, right? But actually, like, sometimes I get to the shower, I actually tell the shower, like, thank you for this hot water, because some days it's not hot water. Some days I'm like literally freezing in an ice river in my shower. And you really appreciate the times when it was super hot, right? Because it was like, oh my God, I'm burning my skin. But I prefer super, super hot, like unbearable, to like ice water. Because in the morning, it's nothing worse than like ice water shooting down your back like lightning. It's really crazy. So we got to be a little bit more grateful for things, guys. And we got to understand that, we got to think twice about things. We shouldn't be scared to do things, but we got to think twice about things, right? We got to be able to make conscious decisions and not rush. We're always rush to do things in our life and to be something that we're not, to impress people who don't pay us. Sorry for being honest. I'm really sorry for being honest, but that's literally what's going on. We are literally impressing a bunch of people who don't even pay our salary, who don't feed us, who don't do anything. We're just trying to impress a bunch of people we don't know. That's social media, right? So one mistake can lead to irreversible regret, forgo greed, anger, and delusion to become a new person. So when you see that in the movie, you'll know that I didn't spoil it because it has nothing I said connected to it. But anyway, it's a crazy movie. You already know it's about crime and murder, whatever. I mean, that's just a typical rundown of a movie like this, right? So I didn't spoil anything. Don't worry. But one thing, right, is true. One mistake can mess up everything. Everything. So please, guys, when you're making decisions, big decisions, be conscious of what you're doing. Think twice about what you're doing because it is real. One mistake can mess up everything. Now, the next one. If your loved one left behind a message for you, would you go to find it? If I had a family member who passed away and left a message for me, of course I'm going to go find this message. I will go to another country to find this message because that is the last message that they left. That is the last thing that they left behind for me. So I would definitely do my best to go get that message because that could, it could be something very vital. It could be something that, they wanted you to complete. They wanted you to finish. That's exactly what it could be, right? So if someone, well, not just anyone, let me rephrase that. If your loved one means your family. And definitely if it was my partner, I would go in a heartbeat. If your loved one left behind a message after they're not here on this earth anymore, that's the key point. Let me clarify that. Would you go and find it? Yes, guys. I mean, there's really nothing to think about. If it's a loved one, what are you thinking about? Actually, what else is there to think about? They left a message for you, right? Why would you not go find it? Why would you sit around and be like, oh, what did he say? What did he tell me? I don't know. I wonder. What are you wondering? You should be wondering how to put on your shoes and buy a plane ticket and, make sure you check your, IP and your VPN because if you're an American citizen, they're charging you more because you're in America. That's just a little tip for you. Anyway, so you should be wondering how to get that plane ticket and get out there and go find that message, right? Whatever it is, whatever it may be, whatever it may look like, whether it's monetary, an asset, or just a paper towel and a glass bottle on the beach somewhere that you got to go down to the bottom and find it. You better go find it because that message was left for you from a loved one who's not here anymore. So go ahead and honor that wish. The next one, would you join a cult if you had no more answers? No, and N-O. I don't believe in cults. Guys, we've seen all type of crazy movies. And not just this movie. We've seen all type of movies. We don't even need to see the movie. We see cults in our lives, right? We see, I'm not going to name any names, but you probably got some friends who's in something and they probably, I couldn't do it. First of all, I don't want to praise any one human being. I think that itself is absolutely madness. I'm a human being, right? I am a human being. So why would I go out there to praise, like literally praise and get on my knees and bow down to another human? No, not for me. I'm not going to get into the religions, but I do believe there is a creator out there of all of this. The stars, the moon, the planet, just the concept of air, right? It came from somewhere. It didn't just pop up. That's the person I believe in, right? Whatever, if it's a he, she, or it doesn't matter. It created everything. Thank you for that, creator. If you're listening to this podcast, lights, camera, whatever. The creator probably subscribed to this. But if you were to join, it says, would you join a cult? I would absolutely not join a cult. No. You're basically, and I'm not saying let me rephrase this. For the people out here who are in a cult, because the crazy thing is, the people who are in a cult don't think they're in a cult, right? They don't think so. They think, oh, well, this is my religion. And I respect every religion out there as long as you're not killing people. But a cult, right? You don't know what it is. You don't know the motive. You don't know, especially those cults where these guys are making crazy money. They're earning so much money, right? And it's just like, I applaud you. If you're the one getting that money, I applaud you. You made it. You created some grand scheme that got people to give you money. I have no hate on you, but I'm just not joining you. I watch you from a distance, right? I applaud you, but I won't join you because I think that there's other ways to find hope in life. There's other ways to seek hope. I think there's other humans who have the same pain as you somewhere on this earth that is experiencing similar things to you, right? I strongly believe that, right? So I don't think that when it comes to finding answers, there's a lot of answers that I want to find about the people in my family that I lost, but I think a cult won't help that. I think talking to people, engaging with other people, discussing with people, I think that's the best option. I think that's probably my only option, my only alternative. So I think for me, personally, Teacher Ray, I would go out there and speak to people who have similar pain to me. I think that's the only thing. I don't want to read a book. I don't want to read an article. I want to sit down, look someone in their eye, and be like, how did you make it through this? How did you deal with this? What was your solution? So for me, cult would be this option would be off the table. Now the next one, isn't it good to live without purpose? No. I'm a man. I'm a provider, first of all. I'm not married anymore. I'm divorced, but I still have kids. I still have family who love me. If I'm not providing monetary resources, I need to provide love resources, right? And I need to have a purpose for myself so that when I do find the right partner in the future, I can provide that love and support that they need, right? But at the same time, while you guys are listening, don't forget to provide for yourself. And this is a problem. We're always trying to provide for other people. We're not providing for ourselves. So if you say, isn't it good to live without a purpose? No. That's for me, guys. Remember, this is my perspective. This has nothing to do with me telling you what to do. I don't do that, right? But I believe purpose is necessary. It's a very necessary, especially for men who are in a position of being a provider, right? But I have to tell, like a lot of my students, I have to say, hey, look, I know you got to, provide for your family, but please provide for yourself. Please provide the sanity, the mental health, the peace for yourself. Because you can't really give out if you don't have anything to give, right? So that's why I say I go to the gym every morning, 6 a.m. I take my U-bike rides. And in Taipei, we have a thing it's a ride sharing service called U-bike. You just, get the bike, whatever. I did the currency exchange one day for that. I think it was like 0.04 cent for a certain distance or whatever, like 5 NT. I think it's like 0.04 cents, whatever. Sorry if I got the math wrong. Just to go within 30 minutes somewhere, so which is absolutely crazy. So I take my U-bike rides around Taipei on the weekends to clear my head. I have a lot of students I have to be responsible for. I have my own kids. I have family I need to take care of. So there's a lot. I'm not going to put the B word out there. I'm not going to say it's burden. I'm just going to say it's responsibility. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to call it responsibility. And that's what it is. So that's a purpose. But if I say living just for them, no, I don't. I have to create some sense of happiness for myself. Otherwise, I'm living my whole life to provide to other people. That doesn't make sense. That literally doesn't make sense in any context. So no on that one. Isn't it good to live without a purpose? And I'm not spoiling the show or the movie, at all. This is I'm just extracting points that me and you, the audience, can share. That is all I'm doing. Now, next one. The meaning of life is to have no meaning at all. Like I said, I have to disagree with this one too. I think you have to have meaning. But what does it mean to have meaning? Right? What does it mean to have meaning? That's a really valid question, right? Meaning, for me, it's like you have value, right? You have something that you stand for. You have something that you represent. You have something that you are fighting for, right? It has meaning to you. I always connect meaning, if I translate that, not really translate, just changing the synonym, I would say it's value. And I do have values. I have a lot of values. And there's a lot of things that I value, right? A lot of things in my life that I value. I value my kids. I value my business. My business is my baby. RBC English is like my baby. That's why I work so hard. I try to help my students. So the meaning of life is to have no meaning at all. I have to disagree with this one, guys. I can't agree with that one. I think meaning in life should be in some context and some, multiverse virtual circle of connection, whatever. That probably doesn't make sense, but I made it up. But thank you for liking it. It has to have some connection, guys, like meaning in life and value, right? Just these three words need to be connected, but to have no meaning at all, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So for me, I have to say no. I have to say no. That's just for me personally, right? The next one. If one of your close friends kept asking you to join a cult, what would you do? Okay, guys, I don't know if you know me personally, but once I tell you to stop something and you don't stop, I'm deleting you. It's that simple. And my life goes on because a lot of times people who we consider our best friends are actually just passengers in our life. So if you keep pushing me to join a cult or inviting me out to join a cult, you will be deleted. You will be blocked on every single platform possible, ever. And if you want to go further than that, then I would have to get call the police, right? Very simple. For me, it's nothing for me to really think about in that type of context because I don't want to join your cult. I don't want to be part of your organization that you are putting your entire faith and money and 75% of your salary in, which is absolute madness. Yes, giving back. You can give back in so many other ways. There's so many other forms of donation and charity out there to give. I think you don't have to give your money to some guy. I don't know. That's just for me, guys. I'm not saying whatever you're in. And I apologize if I'm offending you, but I'm not saying any cult is not good. I'm saying I can't join a cult personally. Let me clarify that. But if my friend, my close friend, and I'm going to go even further, my best friend was like, hey, join this cult, I'm going to say, hey, look, I don't want to join. And they continuously keep pushing me and getting me to try to go further and to be in this organization, whatever. I'm going to say, hey, I'm warning you. And guys, if you know me, I love baseball, right? And I highly believe in strike three. Now, for the third time you ask me, I'm going to say, hey, sorry, you've crossed the line. You've pushed my button. Remember the last episode, crazy nicknames, right? Call me the button, pushing my buttons. So for me, if you just continuously kept pushing me to join something in anything that I don't want to join, continuously coercing me, forcing me, you will be blocked. And let me tell you guys, and when I do block you, you want to know how I'm going to sleep at night? I'm going to sleep like a baby panda. That's exactly how I'm going to stay. I'm going to sleep like a baby panda, knowing when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have bamboo breakfast, right? That's how great I'm going to sleep because you have pushed yourself too far and you pushed me too far. I got too much things that I'm responsible for. So if you're trying to add that extra stress to me, I have a very great defense mechanism in my life. And a lot of people know this, to delete stress. That means you're out of my life. Bye-bye. Next one. How long can you hold a grudge against someone? I have to say a week. I probably won't immediately go talk to you again, but I would say like a week until I can open up and sit down with you. It depends on what you did. Now, if you're an ex-girlfriend who hurt me, you probably will never be seen in my life again because you will be deleted as well. You'll probably be deleted as well, especially if it was a circumstance where we were deep, deep in love and this was a real, true, genuine relationship. We had a mutual respect. Everything was out in the open and I did my best and you wanted to find someone else. Now, I won't be angry. I will never stop my partner from going to search for anything. I just won't be here when they get back. There's no point in yelling and screaming and arguing with some people if they weren't yours. But if they wanted to go out there and find something else, I totally respect you. It's just I won't be here when you return. The whole apartment will be empty. So if you want to say grudge in that situation, that's a different type of grudge. That's called a disappearance. That's not a grudge. That is a disappearance. I'll be totally gone from that situation. How long? I would say a week, guys. Back to the question. How long can you hold a grudge against someone? I would say a week. I probably wouldn't fully open up after that week, but I would, try to try. I'm probably lying. I would say 2 weeks. I'd say 2 weeks for that. Next one, it says, would you tell a white lie to save someone's life? Of course, guys. Of course. It's a stupid question. First of all, it's a white lie. You're just lying so this person is not going to hurt himself, right? Why would you not try to save someone's life? It just literally doesn't make sense. Like, you could just tell a white lie and it can save their life and can save other people's lives. just tell a white lie. You're not really lying. You're trying to save someone's life. And when you're trying to save someone's life, it doesn't really matter if it's a lie or the truth. That life must be saved. Very clear, very simple. So, would you tell a white lie to save someone's life? I absolutely would, in a heartbeat, because I don't want anybody to die because of some stupidity or because of some logic you've had or some, epiphany you thought like people would suffer. Like I would lie in a white lie in a heartbeat to say, hey, yeah, sure, okay, yes, you're right. If I'm going to save lives, of course I'm going to save lives. I'm going to save you. Of course, I'm a human. A lot of humans aren't humans. You got to be careful out there. And that is the end of part 2 for the movie called The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon. And let me run through those questions. One mistake can lead to irreversible regret, forgo greed, anger, and delusion to become a new person. This is from the movie. Great line. I want to know your thoughts. If your loved one left behind a message for you, would you go to find it? Absolutely yes. Would you join a cult if you had no more answers? Negative, and sorry guys, negative. Isn't it good to live without purpose? Nope. That's just for me. Just for me. These are just my answers. The meaning of life is to have no meaning at all. Sorry, that's a negative for me. Again, that's a super negative for me. If one of your close friends kept asking you to join a cult, what would you do? Like I said, they would be cut off with ease and grace and happiness. How long could you hold a grudge? I said a week, probably 2 weeks, 2.5. Let's do 2.7. If it was a holiday, Chinese New Year, 2.8. Now, would you tell a white lie to save someone's life? Absolutely yes. That is part 2 of The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon. This is on Netflix. It does have English subtitles. Please go check it out. And if you're new, please subscribe to this. Lights, camera, whatever. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want, please subscribe, share the link. We will be so grateful. Thank you guys for everything. I love everyone who is listening. This is Teacher Ray, and I am out. Xie xie lo. That means thank you.